Clay, you're an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. And as they say in Stoic, the obstacle is the way. And so if you let these pinheads get in your way, you're in trouble. Acta non verba is the motto of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy at Kings Point, New York. I had appointments to Naval Academy and Kings Point Merchant Marine Academy. And Merchant Marine Academy's motto was acta non verba. In other words, don't listen to what a person says. Watch what they do. Clay, my honor to be on your show. And thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects. You know what I mean? People rave about what they learn from you. So congratulations.
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas. We have probably grown probably 5 times. We've added, I think when we first started with you, we had 60 to 65 employees. And now we have a little over 300 employees. Before we got involved with Thrive Time, we didn't really have any systems or processes in place. I've probably been to, in 6-7 years, I've probably been to 12 to 13 business conferences. And amazingly, each time I go, I learn something new, and I'm so excited to bring it back and show the team about marketing and how to implement, how to help you guys implement the SEO. And the coaching is just great because there's accountability, and it's just a fantastic way to grow your company. Having a relationship with Thrive Time it's just been amazing for MultiClean. Oh my goodness, it frees me up because then I don't have to take a class on search engine optimization or learn marketing or shoot video. That's not what we do. What we do is commercial janitorial service. And you guys are the experts on marketing, and you teach me and hold my hand and show me how to do it right. And therefore, now my company is much, much larger.
Folks, on today's show, we're joined by a real client. He may look like a male model. He may look like a hologram, but he's a real person. He's a longtime client. He's a man that we consider to be a friend of the Thrive Time Show and a friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Kevin. Welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Clay, I'm doing great. Had a great Christmas holiday, and I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so first question, can you tell us what is your name, first and last name, and what's the name of your company, sir?
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas.
And how long have we worked with you approximately at this point, sir?
It's been about 6-7 years.
And we want to welcome all of His Glory Nation from east to west to north to south. Welcome to today's Take 5. We have Clay Clark in the house with us, Kingdom Business Builders. So we got a couple quick updates, and we'll get on with Clay to show you everything about building a kingdom business and the name of our King of Kings and Lord of Hosts. First, Kingdom Energy. Got to have the energy. Here it is, $17 off. You can put it in any packet. Works best with hydrogen water, but there it is. You can see the next screen. Compared to some of the junk out there, Red Bull, Monster, and Rockstar. Look at all the junk that's in that. We had Dr. Sherwood on last week, and he was talking about there's actually formaldehyde in those drinks. And you know what formaldehyde does? That's for embalming. So you want to get Kingdom Energy. All right, Patriot Mobile. Change to Patriot Mobile, Christian Patriot Organization. Use the His Glory code, get free activation. Every single person I talk to at Patriot Mobile that goes to Patriot Mobile actually saves money because they go back to the ways ways that the carriers were supposed to be. And that means making sure that you're on the best plan for your budget. So switch over to Patriot Mobile today. You're putting your money into a Christian Patriot organization instead of the cabal. All right, America Family Music Festival. There it is. Bo Pony. Lara Logan will be our MC. Chad Prather. It's going to be a family music comedy festival. John Guindolo will be there with his band as well. Join us for this great day on May the 3rd. We're going to be honoring January Sixers. I think the last I heard was 100 J6ers will be at this event. We're going to have a special Texas barbecue for them Friday night, May 2nd, while we have rehearsals for the band. And then we will honor them on May the 3rd. And Lara Logan, again, will be the MC for this event. Kingdom Builder, help us get to 1 billion souls. We can only do it with your help. Christ is the head, we are the body. It's a 7 mountains we're going in to get 1 billion souls for our King of Kings and Lord of Hosts. All right, those are all the updates. It's time for Clay Clark. There he is.
Hey, how are you, sir?
Good, Clay. Welcome back.
Hey, Dave, I was going to point this out, and I hate to get in an argument with you right away, but you're always ripping on formaldehyde. So I don't know why people aren't excited about a colorless, flammable gas with a pungent odor commonly used in industrial resins and as a preservative. What could possibly go wrong with drinking formaldehyde, Dave?
Exactly. Yep. That's what you could put in the body to embalm a body, too.
Well, okay, so maybe everybody should check out the Kingdom line of products there that you've worked with Dr. Sherwood to develop. So, but in all sincerity today, after watching today's show, so many people, I meet them, Dave, and they say, Clay, I heard about Aaron Antis and his success story and how you've helped Shaw Homes grow from 14 million to 150 million. I've gone to your website, Thrive Time Show. I've seen the success of your clients. Clay, I've seen you help to grow OxyFresh, that brand, up to 500 plus locations. I've seen you work with so many super successful clients. How do you do it? And so on today's show, Dave, I wanted to really get into the blocking and the tackling, to the basics, to the brass tacks of how to grow a successful company and how to build a successful life. So I want everybody to do right now is think about your life and where you're at now versus where you want to be. All right? So think about where you are right now versus where you want to be. Now, there's a kind of an organized thought process we have to go through every day. Now, I'm not giving people spiritual advice. I'm not giving people, if I say anything that goes against the Bible, please go with the Bible, folks, and please don't drink formaldehyde. So let me pull this up real quick here. So this is what you want to do every day. I teach all my clients this, Dave. I'm teaching all your listeners right now. So every single day, and I'll zoom in, I'll make it a little bit larger font so we can all see it. Step number 1, you want to plan every day. Now, Dave, that seems obvious that you and I agreed at this set time for you guys to lower your broadcast standards with your beautiful studio and allow me to be here with you. But, you and I agreed to be on today's show right now during this specific time. And I'm not saying this to name drop. I'm not saying this for any other reason. I'm just giving examples. I also have a booked call today with Darryl Strawberry. Now, who's Darryl Strawberry? That's a Major League Baseball great. Now, is Darryl Strawberry conversation, is that more important than the His Glory audience? No. Is the His Glory audience more important than Darryl Strawberry? No. But you have to block out time for what matters. So I'm going to pull up my calendar so everyone can see this is my actual calendar. And so, Dave, you can see my schedule here today. So I'll have a great conversation today. Speaking of Laura Logan and your event, I have a great conversation scheduled with Laura Logan today at 11:30. But you get the idea. We got to block out time for what matters. So step number 1, Dave, we got to plan our day and we've got to think about our life and say, where would God want me to spend my time today in the areas of these 7 F's? So where would God want me to put my time for my faith? Where would God want me to put my energy for my family? How would God want me to use this day with my finances? How would God want me to develop my fitness? How would God want me to use my time to develop better friendships? How would God want me to have a little fun today? How would God want me to take my focused time and energy? What is it that God would want me to do with my day? Because, Dave, we have to view every single day as a gift from God, and what we do with it is a gift to God.
Amen. That's what it's all about. Yeah, as you said last week, the Hebrew word for worship and work are the same.
It's the same. Now, someone says, Clay, I love the idea of time management, but I have an auto detailing company. I have a cosmetic surgery business. I have insert the name of it. Will it work for me? So let me just share. This is a fun story here. This is an auto detailer. Here we go. When we first started with you on a weekly basis, how many leads were you getting from Google and how many are you getting now?
I was at 0. Didn't even have a website. And last week we got 24. And yesterday alone, I booked 4 jobs from Google. Just yesterday alone.
How much has it helped you to just have a three-legged marketing stool that you know is going to work?
It's like having a salesman that's working for me 24/7.
Now, Dave, someone says, I'd rather watch a female testimonial. I want to see a business owner that's a female. Okay, here we go. This is somebody who owns a medical spa. How much growth have you had from since you and I first met to now, as a percentage or something?
Oh gosh, I'm guessing, but at least 400% since we started, and that was through COVID. Our sales are 4 times higher than they were since we started.
So, Dave, these are real people that I really work with, and I encourage everybody to not believe me. I want everyone to go to thrivetimeshow.com, and you can see over 2,000 client success stories. And Dave, with every client I work with, every one of these clients, this is Body Central Therapy, Keystone Harbor, every client I work with, a carpet cleaning company, a janitorial service, a music academy, home building companies, a home building business, every client I work with, this is an electrician. Every client I work with, Dave, they come to me and they say, how do I grow my company? Dave, why do you think that I focus first on helping somebody in that first session to plan their day in a very proactive way? Why is that such a big focus, do you think? I've been doing the same thing for 20 years. Why do you think I focus on that with every client to start?
Yeah, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You got to have it all put into place and put your key resources in so that you can maximize your day and be efficient.
That's how you do it. And again, I encourage everybody out there, these are steps you can take right now. Step number 2, you got to make a daily to-do list. Now, Dave, it's April. So for me, what that means is a lot of my clients are finishing taxes. I got to help a lot of my clients with their finances. And that might not be fun, but it is something that I have to help my clients with. So making a to-do list, it's so important. Dave, there's these cute cows. They're small cows. They're cows that are small. They're kind of a cute breed of cow. These miniature cows. Here we go. These miniature fluffy cows. And my wife and my 4 daughters and my son, they've decided that they have to have some of these miniature cows on the land. Today on my to-do list, I'm hunting down miniature cows. Also on my to-do list today, these are all things on my list today, I'm booking an interview with Daryl Strawberry, as I mentioned. Also today, we're helping Laura Logan behind the scenes with a lot of her projects. Also on the schedule today, I've got a big list of things I have to get done today. I'm helping a roofer grow his company. I'm helping a t-shirt design company grow her business. And Dave, if you and I don't have a to-do list, what happens is our minds can only remember a certain amount of information. And then what ends up happening is we end up dropping the ball. We end up double booking ourselves. We end up forgetting to pick up a kid from school. Not that any of your listeners have ever done that. You end up going to the airport without your wallet. You end up showing up at a toll road without the change. You get the idea. We end up being unprepared. So I encourage everybody, step number 1, wake up an hour early every single day and ask God how he can use your time, treasure, and talents in those F7 areas: faith, family, finance, fitness, friendship, fun, focused attention. Second is make a to-do list. Now, Dave, I know you make a to-do list because I've seen you with your to-do list. I know that's a big part of what you do. When you're building out that beautiful studio behind you, why did you have to take the time to sit down with your wonderful team and talk about, okay, what mics are we going to use? What backdrops? Why do you have to make a to-do list of all of those detailed items?
Because exactly what you just said, there are so many little intricate parts to this process that if you don't write them down and you don't have a plan, you'll forget and you're going to lose money and you're going to go backwards. And it's going to take more time to get it up and running.
It's 100% right. And again, you're an entrepreneur who also is an evangelist, who also is a father, who's also a husband. And the question I would ask for everybody rhetorically is, what's the most important? And so you end up going, well, I'm a son of God. I'm a father of human people, kids. I'm a husband to somebody. So we all have these different lanes of our life that are all equally important. But I encourage everybody right now during the break, go there right now. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. We've got Tim Tebow, the legendary college football athlete, pro athlete. He's joining us here at our next in-person Thrive Time Show workshop. That's thrivetimeshow.com. Tim Tebow is joining us June 5th and 6th. And Eric Trump, President Donald J. Trump's son, is joining us at our next in-person workshop right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's September 25th and 26th. So you say, well, how do I get tickets? Go to thrivetimeshow.com, thrivetimeshow.com. You say, how much does it cost? It's $250 or whatever price you can afford. And Dave, I guess we'll be back after the break. We'll go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, go to thrivetimeshow.com.
Blessings, His Glory family. This is Mama His Glory. You know, I'm a senior, and when I first got Kingdom Fuel, I loved it. What I do every morning, I get a box of spinach, I get some blueberries, some bananas, a little bit of orange juice and water, and I put 2 scoops of Kingdom Fuel in that. I swear by this stuff. I have never felt better than using Kingdom Fuel.
President Trump has a bold new vision to help secure America's future through the power of cryptocurrency. Partnering with pioneers like Elon Musk, he's turning crypto into the next frontier of financial freedom. But how can you advance your retirement in this digital age? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the world's first AI-driven platform designed to help your cryptocurrency investments thrive. Thousands of retirees nationwide are already securing their futures with Block Trust IRA and receive up to $2,500 in funding bonuses. The experts in accelerating wealth retirement.
All right, we're back with Clay Clark.
Dave, I appreciate you letting me join you here in your beautiful studio. This is a wonderful studio. I'm super excited for you. I can say I knew you when. I remember the first time I saw your show, there were 2 people in my life that kept telling me to watch your show. One of which was Aaron Antis, the guy who ran ShawHomes.com. And there was another gentleman that your listeners would not know, but he's a local guy in Tulsa. And they kept saying, you need to watch His Glory. And what I found with His Glory was a unique thing for me was that this was a show where you talked about the Bible. Then you also talked about current events. And I could tell that you also had a business mind. And I told that to multiple people. I said, it's clear that Dave comes from a business background, because there are certain people out there, none of your listeners, who are very, very business minded, but spiritually dead. And there are some people that are spiritually minded, but they're completely dead in the practical. And you guys have done a great job of merging that. And someone says, well, what is the purpose of growing a business? The question I would have for you is, what is the purpose of growing a business? I would answer that by saying, I believe that God gives us all breath in our lungs. God gives us talents and skills. And if you look up the parable of the talents in the Bible, God wants us not to waste our time, treasure, and talents. And so if you're watching today's show and you feel like your business is kind of stuck and you go, I don't know what I need to do, but I know my business is stuck. Guess what? Inc. magazine says that 96% of businesses fail by default. Let me just show you. This is an incredibly wild data that is 100% fact-driven. Watch this, folks. U.S. Debt Clock. If you want to get depressed, go to usdebtclock.org. You go there. If you want to just kind of calm down, go to usdebtclock.org. There are only 8.9 million self-employed people in America now, Dave. There are 341 million Americans. And we're down now to 8.9 million self-employed people. Now, by default, 96% of businesses fail, according to Inc. magazine. 96% of businesses fail. So what am I saying? I'm saying that what we do, what our team does here at ThriveTimeShow.com, I would say it's nothing short of miracle working. I mean, we are helping entrepreneurs to have massive success in a world where only 1 out of 1,000 people achieve business success. So we're moving on here, teaching you the practical steps here so you can build a kingdom building business. Step number 3, Dave, you got to block out time in your calendar. You know this, I know this. But it's harder to do in practice when you're a father of 5, when you run a ministry. Because, Dave, I'm going to do an interview today with Andrew Sorcini at 2 o'clock. And I'm going to do an interview today at 3 o'clock with Charles Kolaw. And then I'm going to go downtown to my haircut chain, Elephant in the Room. We're doing a pretty extensive remodel right now. And I'm going to go downtown to inspect the build out at our haircut chain. And Dave, in a world where everything is urgent and everything is important, nothing is important. And so I have to block out time to go to the haircut store, do an interview with Andrew Sorcini. I have to block out time to be on this wonderful program with you guys. And Dave, I think that's where the rubber meets the road for a lot of people, is it's a failure by default to block out time. I think for some reason we want to say yes to everything. But Dave, I would argue, and maybe you disagree with me, I would argue you have to say no to grow. You have to say no to things that are a distraction from the things that God's calling you to do.
You're absolutely right. The Lord told me about 3 years ago, he says, you have to learn to say no more, my son, because certain things will come and they'll get you off the path, and you need to be focused on what I want you to do, the priorities.
Now, step number 4, we're going through 5 steps today. Step number 4, I encourage everybody to take notes. This is like the ultimate time management seminar here. Step number 4, you've got to focus on revenue producing or life-giving activities. So, Dave, I've got family night tonight at 7 o'clock. And Dave, it's time for the spring burn. What does that mean? That means tonight, my family and I, we are going to be having our spring burn. That's where we gather all of the branches, all of the leaves, all of the things that are on the property. And Dave, we're going to burn that stuff, have a great meal. It's going to be awesome. It is going to be great, and it's a life-giving activity. It's not revenue-producing, but it's a life-giving activity. Today, I'm on this broadcast with you. This is a life-giving thing. Somebody watching this show right now, I don't know who you are. You feel stuck. You don't know what to do. You're kind of familiar with what I do, but not really. You're going to thrivetimeshow.com right now, and you're going, wow, I, too, could become a super success story. So, again, life-giving activities. Interviewing Andrew Sorcini is life-giving. Why is it life-giving? Well, Dave, you and I have been talking about this. I would argue, I was telling you offline, I would argue the listeners to His Glory get paid now to watch His glory. You've been talking about gold on your broadcast. You and Andrew have been talking about gold when what? Gold was $1,500 an ounce,
Yep.
$1,200 an ounce. Now gold is $3,000 an ounce and well above $3,000. It's at $3,124 an ounce. That's a life-giving activity. My staff meeting this morning, Dave, I'm working with my team on sales training. I'm helping my team become better at sales. I'm teaching my team search engine optimization. That's a life-giving activity. I'm taking my wife on a date. Actually, we're going to inspect the build-out downtown, but as an entrepreneur, you call that a date. But you know, Dave, that's a life-giving activity. These are things that give life, and everybody needs to block out time for life-giving activities, revenue-producing activities. And you need to say no to energy vampires, to relationships that suck the life out of you, to people that would corrupt your morals, to people that are taking you to the bottom, to scams, to spams, to people that would seek to mislead, to misguide, to build mistrust, to sow division. You've got to say no to those kind of things. It's so important we say yes to our best and say no to the things that are going to hurt our family and keep us from experiencing what God has for us. And the final pro tip I want to give to everybody out there, this is so important. Again, these are things that by default people don't do. Step number 5, you've got to follow up on action items until they're done with excellence. So Dave, we're remodeling our downtown Elephant in the Room haircut chain. It's a haircut store. And I'm following up with our great contractor, but I'm following up until the project is done with excellence. And Dave, you know this from corporate America. What happens if you assign an action item for someone to do, and they know that you have a culture where you don't follow up? I mean, what happens if you delegate something to somebody and they know you're not going to delegate, you're going to abdicate, and you're not going to follow up to make sure that it's done and done with a spirit of excellence? What happens over time, Dave?
It just doesn't get done, or it gets prolonged. The project keeps going and going and going. Follow-up is key.
Follow-up is so key. And so I encourage everybody out there today, you're saying, well, Clay, I'm learning this information, but how does it apply to me? What can I do? Well, I encourage everybody today. I think people think that success sometimes is for somebody else. And I'll know this, Dave, you and I were at the Reawaken tour, and Rudy Giuliani was off to the side of the stage. I think, Dave, you might have been in the room at the time. We were in Michigan. And Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who's been a frequent guest on your show, he was financially in a bad spot. He is financially in a bad spot. And Dave, your team helped me, but I got on the mic. We got on the mic and we said, hey, if you're out there today and you could support Mayor Rudy Giuliani with a gift of even $10, it would make a huge difference. There's somebody else out here, you could do $1,000. You know, you could do $50. You could do cash. You could do coins. You could go online and donate. And Dave, we decided right there in one accord as a common union, as a group, that we were going to support America's mayor. And this is a true story. At the Michigan Reawaken America tour, I was told by several credible people close to Mayor Rudy Giuliani that we helped him raise more money at that one day during that 1 hour than he had previously been able to raise in the past year.
Wow.
Think about that. At that one day, during that 1 hour, we were able to help him raise more money than he had been able to raise up to that point for the whole year. And so I think, Dave, there's a little bit of a thing out there as we're watching a broadcast like this. We might think, well, this show's for somebody else. This show's not for me. I'm not in a spot in my life where I can take action. But what we're doing here, and Dave, we do it for all the events I do, we tell people it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. So there's literally no financial barrier. And then we fill the room with the best. We teach marketing. We teach sales, search engine optimization, accounting, business development. We teach you how to hire, how to inspire, how to train, how to retain, how to run a call center, again, how to optimize your website, how to raise capital. And we teach, and you say, well, who do you teach? Doctors, dentists, lawyers, photographers, videographers, home builders, metal roofers. I'm just thinking of clients we work with here, a carpet cleaning franchise, carpet cleaning local locations, tile installers, wood floor installers. Dave, if you're a human on the planet Earth and you own a business, we can help you grow. And on average, our average client will grow their business by more than 25% in less than a year working with us. And so I encourage everybody out there, come join. We got Tim Tebow, football player. He'll be joining us here. That's Tim Tebow. That's thrivetimeshow.com. He'll be joining us here June 5th and 6th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then we're also going to have Eric Trump joining us September 25th and 26th right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And if you use promo code His Glory when you request a ticket, promo code His Glory, you have a chance to win a backstage pass. And Dave, you've been to our events before. How would you describe maybe the energy or the atmosphere at one of our in-person 2-day interactive business workshops?
It's amazing. I came from the corporate world, and it was very, very boring and stuffy, and it was terrible. But yours is just absolutely, it's jam-packed. It's fun. There's laughter. You learn so much. I probably learned more in 2 days from one of your teachings than I did in 20 some years in corporate America.
And people don't know this, but Dr. Stella Emanuel, who comes to came to the Reawaken Tour events, who I know has been on your broadcast before. She comes to the events. People like that, she's a doctor. I mean, she has a medical business, and so she reached out to me and said, "Hey, could you help me scale my medical business?" So people know that she's written the most hydroxychloroquine prescriptions on the planet, and that she stood up against the COVID tyranny. But a lot of people don't know. She reached out and said, "Hey, could you coach me down a proven path?" I think a lot of people know of the success of people, but they don't know that anybody who's a professional has a coach. What am I saying? Amateurs don't have a coach. Professionals do. Think about it. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Did you know, folks, Kobe Bryant won, 5 NBA championships during his legendary career? Michael Jordan won 6 championships during his legendary career. Do you know, folks, a little fun factoid for you. Do you know that neither Kobe Bryant nor Michael Jordan won an NBA championship without Phil Jackson as their coach? So the years they played where they didn't have Phil Jackson, what did they do? They lost a lot. Why? It wasn't because Michael Jordan became more talented. It wasn't because Kobe Bryant became more talented. It's because they needed a coach to guide them down the path. So I would just say, if you're out there today and you feel stuck and you say, I'm a believer, I believe in God, I've read the parable of the talents, I want to earn more so that I can give more and help sow seeds into ministries, I give you 2 calls to action today. 1, go to thrivetimeshow.com and request tickets for our next in-person Thrive Time Show workshop. Join Tim Tebow, join Eric Trump. Get those tickets, thrivetimeshow.com. Second thing is, if you already have some money, I would recommend that you protect that money. And one great way to protect that money is by buying gold, silver. I mean, the price of gold is skyrocketing right now. Silver continues to move up. And your sponsor is the same guy I work with. That's Andrew Sorcini there. I encourage everyone to go to bh-pm.com, bh-pm.com to schedule a consultation today.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
4,000% from February to February. Now I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February in the last 2.5 days. So, and the phone's blowing up. Everything's just blowing up. You're right. It is like a rocket ship. So we're pinching ourselves, actually.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
But I recognized at the age of 15, I'm going, you know what? I am not going to live that way. And so I started a company out of my parents' basement called djconnection.com. And I decided I am going to have success. And so I reached out to millionaires and people that I kind of knew through church and friendships and people that parents of my friends. And I said, what book would you recommend that I read? I'm a 15-year-old asking this question. True story. And I kept being told, you got to read.
Hello, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Radio Show. It's an exciting time. Also, I think a treacherous time, a spooky time also. But it's always, danger is a good time. Today, my guest is Clay Clark, and I went out with Tom Wheelwright to visit Clay with Eric Trump also. And the reason I want to talk to Clay this morning is a very important subject called study. And the reason I say that is things are changing so fast, and many people are completely missing the show. Things are changing at rapid speed. Technology is changing. And so I went to Tulsa, again, with Tom Wheelwright and Eric Trump. And the thing I was so impressed about Clay is this word called study. I don't know, you guys must be in your water or something, Clay, but boy, I was so impressed how big you guys are. But what really impressed me was you have this huge congregation. They're all about guys your age. They're on fire. And you start your classes at 5 a.m. Now, let me talk to you about study here. We show our books here. Now, this is how I study. This is The Creature from Jekyll Island. It's on the Fed. And Clay's doing the same thing. We study. So I go out to Clay's place in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's built this huge compound out there. And you guys start at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's not by Zoom. They drive there. They show up 5 o'clock, bright-haired, bushy-tailed and all this. And they're on fire. Your group is on fire. So that's what was on Clay, this technology. You tell your group, I was so impressed. Because, like I said, studies became a bad word. I got into fights in my own company because our staff didn't want to study anymore. And I don't know how they cannot do that. So, Clay, anyway, welcome to the Rich Dad Radio Show. That's what I want to talk to you about, is how do you do it? 5 o'clock in the morning, you have hundreds of people showing up in your huge auditorium on your property to study. Anyway, welcome to the show, Clay, and what turns you on so much? That's what I want to know. Give us a little about your background.
Karime Schofield, and the name of our company is Whistle While You Clean.
I am Sophia Schofield.
We live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we service the tri-state, so Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana.
We were getting a phone call, and we were like, why is someone calling our business line? That's unusual, and we picked it up, and it was a lead.
I mean, it's been incredible, Clay. We've gone from 0 to 100% growth. We're like a full functioning company. It's great. We're blown away at how well we're doing. So working with you guys have really taught us a lot about generating leads and pursuing our Dream 100. So we have a list of customers that we want to market to. And so we've been making phone calls, we've been showing up in person. We're trying to get near the businesses that they would visit if they were visiting like a hair salon or something. And then we start calling them and we just start pursuing them. And then the other thing that we do is when we do cleans, we take a lot of video testimonials and we post those to our website so other customers can see. And then we also upload a lot of images of the things that we do. And so we're also asking our clients for Google reviews after we've cleaned their houses. And so it's this constant cycle of doing those things over and over and over again. I would say if you're on the fence, go to one of Clay's conferences. They are hilarious. They're fun. They're educational. They're so good that even my teenagers like them. And I would say don't let fear hold you back. If you want to start a business, do the obvious thing and hire someone who knows how to run businesses. If I wanted to get in shape, I'd hire a gym person, a personal trainer. This is like the personal training for business. It has been absolutely amazing. I mean, our coach is encouraging. When he first met with us, he said, do we want him to be like a drill sergeant with us? What level of intensity do we want him to give us? And I will say he is incredibly, incredibly encouraging all the time, and he just hits the same mark with us every single time. It's very repetitive, but I think we both really learn a lot every time we sit down and have a conversation with him over the phone. He keeps pushing us to go further, and he can recognize when we're afraid to do something, and he'll give us a little bit of grace, but that next week he's drilling us again, like pushing us to go harder. Our no-brainer offer is we are offering your first clean for $1. And that sounds absolutely insane. It even sounded insane when I was talking over it with our business coach. And I will tell you that that has generated some of our hugest clients. I mean, that has been like a game changer because it opened up the door to more clients, more recommendations, more leads. And we were surprised how far that dollar clean got us.
How important has it been for you to work out that scripting, even though you offer $1 for the first clean? How important has it been for you to nail that down?
It's been really important because it kind of it hones in so that you're not just all over the place when you're trying to explain what it is that you do. And a lot of times it's like you're a good person offering a good product and you have integrity and you want to communicate that. But when you go to communicate without a script or without practice, it's just like a mess coming out of your mouth, as opposed to having this, honed in practice where you know what you're going to say, you know how you're going to say it, and you can almost expect better results when you do it that way.
Had you ever been an entrepreneur before starting this particular business?
No, never.
Did you ever think about wanting to own your own business someday? Or what was the first time you thought, maybe I would like to open my own business?
Absolutely. I've probably been dreaming about it for about 10 years.
Okay. And let me go to your daughter here. Had you ever thought about wanting to team up and open your own business? Or was that something that you were maybe excited about or not so much?
Well, for me, my parents would always listen to your podcast and business podcast. And as I started listening to them, I started realizing that I wanted to own a business.
It's www.whistlewhileyouclean.com. Honestly, the hardest thing was getting over the fear. It was the fear of the unknown. There was like a cloud of doubt that, you can't do this, you're going to fail. There was a few sleepless nights there when we did pull the trigger and join your team and start the coaching process. Even my husband put a little bit of pressure on me from time to time because it was just absolutely scary to take that jump and actually start a business.
Whoa.